So last week we got what we can only assume to be the beginnings of a rollout for Tyler the Creator's next album, which we're assuming to be titled Call Me If You Get Lost. And basically the Billboard had a phone number that you call that phone number and you get a snippet of a song. Then just earlier this week, I believe it was Monday, we get another, video, which I don't know what its relation to the album is going to be, but I'm sure it's going to be like a snippet or something, or like a skit, But then just this morning, we got an actual song titled Lumberjack. Seeing as this is what we can assume, the first album in 2 years from Tyler, it's only right that we go bar for bar and break down these lyrics. If you are new here, these breakdowns is basically where I go read through the lyrics and give my interpretation of what they're saying. It's entirely possible that I misinterpret or misread the lyrics. So if I've made a mistake somewhere, please let me know in the comments below, because this is meant to be kind of a learning experience for everyone. So the song starts off with a bit of an intro, and the track also does have, ad-libs and shout-outs from DJ Drama and Jasper. Just having DJ Drama on it makes it sound like this is going to be just a full-on rap song, and maybe this is what we're going to be getting on the album itself. But again, we'll have to wait and see. So.
Pull up, black boy, hop out. Shout out to my mother and my father didn't. Hold up! Oh my God, I've never seen nothing like this. That's what my mom was saying.
So he starts off the intro, basically the beginning of the chorus, which we'll get to in a little bit. Him saying, "Oh my God, I never seen nothing like this," is what his mom was saying. So I don't know if that's in relation to this album or the awards or something that he got for his mom's. We don't know yet.
She was crying and shit. She was just like, "This shit is beautiful." It was a beautiful moment. You always keep the picnic blankets in the back.
It sounds like it is something that maybe he got for her, or he took her somewhere, because she's like, "This shit is beautiful." Or maybe it's the album, but I don't think that's necessarily the case because the whole picnic blankets thing. So maybe it's like they went somewhere.
Because you never know. You never know where the fuck you're gonna end up at. Okay. Now we ready.
Yeah, it's always nice to have blankets in the car. That's something that I need to get better at. It's just good to have them just in case. You never know where you're going to end up at. Plus, sometimes, you might be stuck on the road and it's cold. This then goes right into the chorus.
Rolls-Royce pull up, black boy hop out. Shout out to my mother and my father didn't pull out. MSG sell out, fuck these niggas yap out. Whips on whips, my ancestors got their backs out.
So, Rolls-Royce pull up, black boy hop out. We can only assume that to be Tyler pulling up in a Rolls-Royce and he's hopping out. And then he says, "Shout out to my mother and my father didn't pull out." His father didn't pull out, and that's why he's here. MSG sell out at Madison Square Garden, sold out. And he's just like, "What are y'all on about? Like, I'm selling out arenas." Some whips, my ancestors got their backs out. He's got a lot of cars. Tyler likes cars, but also slavery days that whips were used pretty often on people's backs, his ancestors' backs.
2, 4, 500 stacks for the hood. Call me lumberjack, cause I wish a nigga would race. You wouldn't like this the wish a nigga could face. They ain't getting paper like they should wait.
2, 4, 500 stacks for the hood. He's putting money back into the hood. Call me lumberjack, cause I wish a dude would race. Lumberjacks chop down trees. Trees are made of wood. I feel like that was pretty self-explanatory. And then him saying race. Maybe because typically lumberjacks aren't seen as black people, but also because the car references earlier on. And then she went like, this is a wish you would face. Like, that's the face that he has on. Like, I wish you would do something or say something, like that sort of face. But also it's like, why even bother? Because they ain't getting paper. This one goes into his verse.
Niggas ain't really on the type of shit he on. I hit Drizzy and told him I had a milli phone. I own my company's full, told him to keep the loan. I took that gold bitch home, niggas was big mad.
So he's basically saying like, yo, y'all ain't on the type of shit I'm on. Like, Tyler is different. I mean, we already kind of knew that given his career, but he's just on a different level entirely. And he hit up Drizzy and he's like, yo, I got this money for you. This money is likely in reference to the, I guess, deal that he signed Drake for Camp Flogna to perform, I think it was like 10 years or something. So, I mean, that's one thing. Or he's like, here's $1 million for a verse. I could see Drake charging that much for a verse, but I don't think that that's quite as likely. And then he owns his companies in full. Like, he has paid out the loans. He doesn't even have like anyone like charging him still. Like, he owns it entirely. And then he took that gold bitch home, the Grammy, and people are mad. People being mad, I think, is... So, you know, when Igor came out, Khaled's album also came out, and Khaled was upset because Igor was number one. So maybe that's who he's talking about. But he could just be talking in general.
I put that bitch on the shelf to let it ventilate and bought another car cause I ain't know how to celebrate. That big boy, that big bitch for all weather. It never rained in Cali. Came with an umbrella.
He put the Grammy on a shelf to let it ventilate. Just kind of air out all the nonsense surrounding the Grammys maybe. And then he didn't know how to celebrate, so he bought another car. But it sounds like he bought 2 cars maybe. Because he's like, that big boy, that bad bit, or big bitch for all weather. So, or maybe he could just be saying he bought a truck, but which is kind of silly because he's in California. So why would he get such a vehicle that's like built for all weather and all terrain? And then it never rains in California. So why would you come an umbrella or with an umbrella? Like, it's just kind of weird. So I think kind of just going into Tyler's weirdness, maybe. We get back into the chorus, which is the same as before, and then a second verse.
I might sled in Utah, LA's too warm. My nigga tall, look like a bitch. I call him Mulan. Salad colored emerald on finger, the size of croutons. Niggas cannot fuck with performance and magic new one.
He wants to go sledding, so he's gonna go to Utah because LA is too warm. Like, the only place that we really get snow in California is like Tahoe and the Sierras, so I don't blame him. And then he's saying his dude is tall and looks like a bitch. And he calls him Mulan. So Mulan was obviously a woman who disguised herself as a man to fight. So he's like, yo, you look like a girl. I don't know what else there is to that. Maybe there's more. And then he's talking about this ring on his finger. It's a salad-colored emerald. So it's super green. It's on his finger, and it's the size of croutons. Croutons are various sizes, though, so I don't know if it's like that big or that big. People cannot fuck with the new form of True Magic New Wand, which is in reference to his song, New Magic Wand. But they can't really touch him because, like, that's so... Like, Igor was entirely different from what he's ever done and what a lot of people do. So people just can't touch him. Like, they can't fuck with that.
That's my nuance. Used to be the widow. Used to laugh at me, listen to me with their ears closed. Used to treat me like that boy off Malcolm in the middle. Now I'm 00000.
Because he's unfuckwillable, I guess. That's his nuance. And he used to be that weirdo. I mean, my first exposure to Tyler was Yonkers, and I also thought he was a weirdo. And I didn't really get into him until Flower Boy. And ever since then, I'm like, no, I see what you're doing now. And people used to laugh at him, like, and listen with their ears closed. They're like, I'm not listening to you. And they used to treat me like the boy from Malcolm in the Middle. I'm thinking he's talking about Dewey because everyone thought that Dewey was special, I guess. So maybe that's where he's going with that. The other thing that I'm thinking of is, like, I think it was in... Like, I think Reese was just like covering his ears, making noise too, or maybe that was Dewey as well. So it could be. It's been a while since I watched Malcolm in the Middle. And then he's saying, "Now I'm 0000000, not 6." So he's talking about his net worth, I believe. So he is worth more than $1 million. So his net worth is tens of millions now. So I thought that was cool. It's an interesting way to flex how wealthy you are. And then we get into an outro.
Rolls Royce pull up, black boy hop out.
I can't take this shit no more, man. I quit. That's it. Quit. I swear to God. Nigga.
Talking to me about
Quality Wednesday music.
I think him just saying I can't take this shit more is like, this is the end of the track. Like, I'm done with it. I also just like how he said it's quality Wednesday music, because it is Wednesday.
Oh yeah. You asked for it.
fucking crumbs.
Fuck you mean, nigga?
Him just addressing whoever is against him, I guess. Yeah, and that's the track. I wasn't expecting anything, so when I heard the song, I was very excited. Like, it's definitely a more rap route, and that's something that I enjoy. Tyler, I think as of now, at least he said that he hasn't ever had like a great rap album, so maybe that's where he's going with this album. Given that it's got DJ drama all over it, it's a possibility. It could also entirely be that this is going to be a Lucy, and this is just more promo for the album. Because, one, I mean, it's pretty short, it's like 2 minutes long, but also, I don't know, I don't know how well a Gangsta Grillz feature, or a DJ drama feature, I mean, would work on an album. Like, it could very well just be a mixtape leading into the album. Unless DJ drama is on a lot of the album, it's going to sound kind of weird to me. But I'm sure he can make it work somehow. But I liked it. It was different for Tyler. Like, not that he hasn't rapped before, but he hasn't rapped like this in a while. Like I said, like the last time we really heard an album from him was Igor, but then he also rapped on West Side Gun's Pray for Paris and Freddie Gibbs' album, Alfredo. So, you know, with those features, I feel like I was ready for rapping Tyler again. And I think I even mentioned it when I reviewed them. So I'm excited for what's to come next. I think that's all I have to say, though. Let me know in the comments below if I missed anything or misinterpreted anything with these lyrics, because that's entirely a possibility. Also, like and subscribe if you want to see more breakdowns and content like this, and maybe share this video with your friends if you feel like they may enjoy it as well. With that said, thank you for watching, and please stay safe out there.